Scott calling to question this black man's intelligence with the IQ test.
That's what you heard.
I feel like I heard that. And so I just want to say something. This is what it sounded like.
You want to make it racial, go ahead, but it's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, I think that
by the way, we know each other and we're friends. I know this man. He's a smart guy, and we're having a debate. We're having a debate. Don't make it into so we don't even know each other, but we do.
This actually relates.
After 10 years of public life, you wouldn't know it already?
No, I don't. That's exactly the point.
Oh my goodness.
Scott,
this is an IQ test. Don't fail it. Come on, man.
Scott, that's
10 years Donald Trump has been in public life.
That's embarrassing.
Come on. Campaigns and Democrats unleashing holy hell on him. You wouldn't know about it.
No, that's exactly what's on.
Yeah, Scott, lawyer up.
You think innocent people should have to get lawyers?
No, actually I don't, because that's
her question to you.
That's the
what
reason why I
happens if
fight
innocent
civil
people,
rights, because I know plenty of
if innocent people get their name dragged through the mud, you say get a lawyer?
I'm saying you need a lawyer because the files are getting released. So get a lawyer.
We're going to find out, though, that a heck of a lot more Democrats had more to do with Epstein than Donald Trump ever did.
Do you think you said the
I
Republicans?
just don't know why you're so fervent right now, saying that I know for a fact he has nothing. Can we see the files and make that decision? Scott?
Hello, everybody. Guys, we got Trump's ride or die baby mama, Scott Jennings, and we got the MAGA step-for wife. Let's get into this segment and we'll talk about it.
A rare sign of bipartisanship in a city defined by gridlock, Congress sure moved fast on this one, sending a bill to the president's desk to release those Epstein files. 427 members of the House voted for it, and only one opposed it. And just moments later, senators agreed by unanimous consent to send that bill straight to President Trump immediately. But that news may have been a surprise to House Speaker Mike Johnson. Despite voting for the bill, he made it clear in a news conference earlier today that he expected the Senate to make some changes. That didn't happen. Republican Congressman Thomas Massie slammed Johnson for how he handled this whole saga.
These bozos here, they pretend like, okay, now we're ready to pull the Band-Aid off after 5 months of shooting themselves in the foot, politically and morally. Speaker Johnson's press conference shows that he is unrepentant. They have a backup plan, and I think it's going to work poorly for them, by the way. By the time they get done with trying to cover up by having these other investigations or having amendments in the Senate, they're just going to make more people complicit.
But here we are, a moment that looked impossible just a week ago. President Trump, he had called it a Democrat trap, and he's still calling it a hoax. He told Republicans they were weak and stupid if they crossed the aisle. But then he reversed course and encouraged them to vote for the bill. He said he would sign it if it got to him. Still, the pressure does appear to be getting to the president. He's taking it out on, of course, the press.
Mr. President, why wait for Congress to release the Epstein files? Why not just do it now?
You know, it's not the question that I mind, it's your attitude. I think you are a terrible reporter. It's the way you ask these questions. Your company, your crappy company, is one of the perpetrators. And I'll tell you something.
So why not just sign it now?
I think the license should be taken away from ABC. I think the way you ask a question with the anger and the meanness is terrible. You ought to go back and learn how to be a reporter. No more questions from you.
Seems innocent to me.
Of course, Mary Bruce is a very good reporter, and that answer from Trump, it's very reminiscent, Scott Jennings, of a lot of other moments of pressure for this president, where when he's feeling the heat, he takes it out on the media, and especially on female reporters, as we saw there. But why is he so angry when he just said the other day he wanted to release the files? Why not just celebrate what was about to happen, what did happen today?
Yeah, I think he's sick of being asked about it. I think he's sick of being accused by Democrats and a lot of people in the media of having had something to do with Epstein when he had nothing to do with Epstein. There's not a shred of evidence he ever did anything wrong. I think he's probably frustrated with some people in his own party for going along with all this. But look, they've decided to put it behind them today. Perfectly fine. We'll see what comes out in the files. I'll tell you what I think we're going to find out, though, that a heck of a lot more Democrats had more to do with Epstein than Donald Trump ever did.
Do you think you said the Republicans for going along with this? In some cases, it was the Republicans' idea. Thomas Massie, Marjorie Taylor Greene. So, I mean, is it right or wrong that they decided to release the Epstein files? It seems like everybody in the Congress, except for one guy, thought it was right.
Well, that guy, Clay Higgins, actually made some interesting points about sort of upending the way we normally handle files like this. But look, it's fine. Transparency is good. The victims should get whatever they want out of this because they are the victims. I do wonder, I mean, they've now held press conferences. They've spoken to Massie. They've spoken to Ro Khanna. I wonder why they don't just go ahead and tell us the names that they have, or the congressman can tell us what they have heard. But I guess we'll see what happens in the days ahead.
A couple things. Trump didn't do anything really. At minimum, what we have so far is that he knew exactly what Epstein was doing and didn't say anything to anyone. Instead was giving birthday cards, making fun of it and joking about it. At minimum, we know that, Scott. And Democrats being involved, who the F cares? We don't care on this side. I don't care how many Democrats are in there. Get them all out. We actually have some level of moral clarity on this side. Guys, Trump literally just threatened to take ABC's license away because a reporter asked, why not just simply release the files? We don't have to do all this nonsense. Trump has to be truly one of the dumbest people. I thought he really couldn't make himself look even more guilty. And then he does this. Just unbelievably, outstandingly incompetent. It wasn't a question. No, it's how you said it. You looked so mean and angry when you said it. At this point, guys, he probably wishes he never became president. Kamala Harris, I hope Kamala Harris is somewhere smoking a cigarette. Got him. And of course, Scott the degenerate thinks that there's merit to the one person, the only one Republican in the House voted against releasing the files. And of course, Scott is with this guy. If Scott was in the Senate, which he's trying to run for, likely, definitely would have voted to blocking the release of the Epstein files, without a shadow of a doubt. I'll talk about this in a second, but I think something's up as well. Somehow they'll try to not release this, block it some way, whether it's the investigation that's already ongoing into Clinton and whatever. I don't know. Something's going to happen. At least that's what I believe. Let me know in the comments, actually. Do you think they'll try to block it or alter it somehow, some way? I think so.
I think we know why they're not doing that, and it's because they're under a great deal of pressure from all corners of the sort of Trump movement with real threats and threats of lawsuits. And I think that to the extent that they have been standing up, and by the way, only a small number of them have been standing up, they've done so with a great deal of bravery. And I think that, look, this is one step along the way. We still need to see if Trump signs it, and we still need to see how his executive branch will actually roll these files out, if they do at all. Personally, I'm not optimistic, but I'd be very happy to see Trump prove me wrong. I think the bigger issue here, and I really think it's important that we step back from the Democrats versus Republicans versus Trump thing and talk about the fact that what we're talking about here is over 1,000 women, according to the Trump FBI, who were victimized by Jeffrey Epstein, young girls and women. And, I try to put that in perspective. Imagine your average American high school. Every girl at that high school, and the high school at the town over, and the high school at the town over from that. And I really don't think this is a Democrats versus Republicans versus Trump issue. This is a powerful men who did very bad things, and they're victims. And there's really only one side that, at least the way that I was raised, it makes sense to stand on. And I really have real questions for anybody who is trying to obfuscate or diminish what's actually going on here. And again, Scott, you keep saying, well, he didn't do anything, there's no indication of criminality. If that's true, he should be elated that we're putting these things out.
It's not if that's true, it is true. Can you name any evidence?
I would like to see the evidence. What I'm saying is...
You think after 10 years of public life, you wouldn't know it already?
No, I don't. That's exactly the point.
Oh, my goodness.
Scott,
this is an IQ test. Don't fail it. Come on, man.
Scott,
10 years Donald Trump has been in public life.
That's embarrassing.
Scott, it is an IQ test. I mean, for 10 years, we haven't heard any names. So you really think that no one's involved?
No, obviously, Larry Summers was involved, Stacey Plaskett was involved. There's all kinds of people involved with Jeffrey Epstein.
If someone was involved, we would know about it, they would be prosecuted, it would be done and dusted. The last 10 years, no one has been prosecuted for this. Is that a sign that nothing has happened?
No, absolutely not.
So then why are you saying that is the case for Trump?
question directly to him is, if you think after 10 years, 3 presidential campaigns, and Democrats unleashing holy hell on him, you wouldn't know about it?
No, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Biden's DOJ did everything to bankrupt Trump, to put him in jail for 4 years. Don't you think that if there was any kernel of anything that they found troubling in those documents, we would know? They did everything else they could to weaponize the DOJ.
I don't believe
Why,
that.
if they had that smoking gun, would they have not released it?
Because there was outstanding appeals on Ghislaine Maxwell's case that resolved when the Supreme Court refused to hear her appeal on October 6th, 2025, which happened to be roughly 5 days after the government shut down. So, yes, the normal course of sort of DOJ operations would dictate that you would not roll out all of this information. And you can say, oh, well, they did everything they possibly could to damage Trump. That does not necessarily mean that there would be a significant break in normal DOJ operations, specifically for this case. And again, I want to come back to the fundamental issue here. We're talking about over 1,000 girls and young women victimized by Jeffrey Epstein. I don't care if it's about Trump. I don't care if it's about Larry Summers. Put it all out there and let the chips fall where they may.
What about,
because the powerful men here are the problem.
what about with this argument that
It's an incomprehensible amount of women, of little girls, 1,000, like, and they're saying more than that. It could be more than that. And like Scott there, so definitive. This is what happens when you're madly in love. They say love is blind, and then look at this. Like, I mean, then release the files. Scott, he should be jumping to release him so he can prove his innocence. This is so ridiculous. This is a man who said he knew nothing. He knew nothing about what Epstein was doing, and we found out that he effing did know. Like, why should we believe Trump? Like, Scott doesn't believe Trump. Like, this is such a stupid part of the conversation. Scott doesn't have an answer as to why Trump won't just release it. We don't need to do this vote and the signing and all that. We don't need to do any of this. You don't have to wait for anything. He just doesn't have an answer for this. So he was about to cry right there. He has no answer. He's a cornered little rat. He can release it right now. That's why Scott's being all performative. He's literally about to cry. And I think it's always important to step back and think about what he is so passionately defending here. Like, I need to send my videos over to whoever's running against Scott in Kentucky, if he does end up running. Even if the only other option is a Republican, I'd help him out of spite. This guy's effing gross. And guys, in my view, I'm very skeptical. I think Trump's and the DOJ and Republicans will block this from fully coming out one way or some way, somehow. Right? All these Republicans voted because they had to at this point, obviously. Because of this very issue. Why isn't Trump then just releasing the files right now? If he wasn't planning on doing something to block it or stall it, why not just release it then? I saw people say that they would delete anything with him in there, or they already did that. I say good luck with doing that. Your ass is going to effing jail. If you tamper with this, good luck. So many eyes are on this. Good luck getting away with that as a random DOJ employee, whoever the hell they'll make do this. You better think twice about that.
The Speaker Johnson is making, that essentially the risk of this is that there will be non-credible allegations against people, and it risks creating new victims, meaning people who are maybe named but haven't actually done anything wrong, and that their names will get dragged through the mud as a result of this.
Lawyer
New
up.
victims. What a word.
I mean, that's about the best I can tell you. Lawyer up. I want to put something. Yeah, Scott, lawyer up.
You think innocent people should have to get lawyers?
No, actually I don't, because that's
her question to you.
That's
Is
the
what
reason why I
happens if
fight in
innocent
civil
people?
rights, because I know plenty of
If
innocent
people
that,
get their name dragged through the mud, you say get a lawyer?
You need a lawyer because the files are getting released. So get a lawyer to defend you. I don't think it's right, but I know
you
you're
think
not.
innocent people
I know
should
you're
need
not
lawyers?
talking to my community about me and my community.
I'm
people
asking if innocent people
let
need
me
to get
answer.
lawyers.
Oh, I know plenty of innocent people that end up getting in the wrong place, wrong time. So get lawyers.
Well,
But let me, excuse me. I want to put something on the table that I thought what Representative O'Connor said today, Abby, that I found very disturbing when he was talking about this is not what our country's founded on. It actually is. There's another president by the name of Thomas Jefferson who raped 14-year-old Sally Hemings. He was 40 years old. So what we're talking about right now has been going on, not just the thousands of women you're talking about in high school, it's been going on since the beginning of time with powerful men who have taken advantage of young girls and then tried to make it be a love story. So no, I don't think innocent people should have their name disparaged. What I'm trying to tell you is the files are being released. So if you're in the file and you didn't do anything wrong, then yeah, lawyer up.
All right.
Because it's coming out and people need to know what's going on.
Let me let Josh get a word and then you can.
Just real quick, I just want to bring it back to something that just happened. I feel like I just heard Scott call into question this black man's intelligence with the IQ test.
That's what you heard.
I feel like I heard that. And so I just
You're
want to say
ridiculous.
something. This is what it sounded like.
You want to make it
And
racial?
so-
Go ahead, but it's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, I think that
By the way, we know each
there
other
is
and we're friends. I know this man. He's a smart guy, and we're having a debate. We're having a debate. Don't make it into so. We don't even know each other, but we do.
This actually relates back to the topic that we're having, Scott. There is you're sitting here with so much confidence without seeing all of the documents that Donald Trump is innocent. There is a presumption of guilt that a black man walks around the United States with that I have been watching Donald Trump navigate this situation with the presumption of innocence that is never afforded to us, right? This is the same guy that is trailing 29 rape allegations. And we have videos of him saying things like, grab him by the you-know-what. Just the very fact that he's connected to the country's most egregious pedophile, enough. That fact alone is enough for us to ask questions about if it's a disqualifying factor for leadership. So I just don't know why you're so fervent right now, saying that I know for a fact he has nothing. Can we see the files and make that decision? Scott?
Look, here's what I think. It's been going on for 10 years. If there was a shred of anything to know about Donald Trump, we would already know it. What do we know? We know
I'm answering your evidence is not the evidence of absence.
We know that Donald Trump knew Jeffrey Epstein, and we know that he excommunicated him from Mar-a-Lago and his life. We also know that after Epstein was convicted, that powerful Democrats continued to stay in touch with Jeffrey Epstein. This is not a story about Trump. It is a story about powerful men. Many of them are in the Democratic Party. We're going to find that out. You can't wash away the politics.
We got to hit pause on this conversation.
Republican versus Democrat.
That's because every Democrat goes on TV and accuses Trump of having done something
any of these files, by the way, are being released is because of the MAGA base that basically tried to push for this for 4 years. Joe Biden released zero.
I actually totally agree. It is because of the MAGA base. It is the MAGA base that asked for it. It is also, you know, Donald Trump who said he was going to do it. Now he's the one who has been flip-flopping back and forth on this. One thing I would also note, Donald Trump was a Democrat back when he was hanging around with Jeffrey Epstein. So talk of all the Democrats hanging around Jeffrey Epstein includes him. Coming up next.
And my thing, if they're filled with Democrats, Scott, then why not release them? It seems weird that he's protecting a bunch of Democrats, Scott. Is that your argument? Like, let me just give you a rant about what Scott said there at the end there, or what that conversation got to. Did Scott mean what he said in a racist way? I don't know. I'm not in his head. But this is what I will say. Scott Jennings, do you believe you deserve the benefit of the doubt when it comes to racism? You in particular. Scott, this is why you were questioned.
Was amplifying a conspiracy theory that I think you would agree puts a target on the back of Haitian immigrants, and that it is based on racism. Would you agree on that?
Anti-black racism will be more pointed.
Do you think that if there were 20,000 Scandinavians that had been sent to Springfield, people would be saying that they're eating cats and dogs and geese?
I'm not going to answer for
Why
him,
not?
for his memes or anything else. But I am
but I'm asking you, do you think that conspiracy is based on racism?
Because
I mean, it's an
because I'm not going to answer. I don't know. I don't know.
That was a long pause, Scott. I mean,
because I don't know the answer, and I'm not going to sit here and answer for somebody. I don't talk to Donald Trump about what the motivations are, and I don't answer to you either.
But Scott, what is the answer for you?
That's just one of the countless times you, Scott, defended racism on this very show. You are the boy who cried racist wolf. You have a reputation. And I hope I'm partly to thank for you gaining this reputation. So yeah, I think when you and conservatives call people DEI hires, saying you wouldn't feel, what was it, safe on a plane if a black man was a pilot, calling black people watermelon people and using the N-word. Actually, Scott, you defended that, didn't you? What did you say about those text messages that leaked? Oh, they were kids. They were kids when they were ages 18 to 40. So you, Scott, you in particular, Republicans, do not get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to situations like that. Especially you, Scott. And if I know better, if I was to place a bet, I think you knew exactly what the F you were doing. Saying that to a black man. You cannot control it. I've said this before. Racist Tourette's, guys. He's subject matter number one. And hey, Scott, maybe one more thing. If you get called racist a lot or find yourselves in these kinds of situations, questioned on things that could be perceived as bigoted, it's probably you, pendejo, and not the world just randomly against you. That goes for all you effing bigots out there. I have tons of white friends. I've mentioned this before. And it's odd how they never, ever get called a racist or a bigot. I wonder why that is. Could it be because they don't say bigoted garbage or try and defend it or make excuses for it? Could that be it, Scotty? But keep it up, though. Like I said, keep it up, though. Bigots out there, keep it up. It worked very well for Charlie Kirk, speaking like that about people. Keep it up, Poppy. I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Please leave a like, subscribe. Really helps the channel. Really helps push the message out there. And I'll catch you in the next one.